Hi, John Babilla, Carpigiani.
Scott McClaskey, Pizza Artista. Good
Nice
to
to meet you, Scott. Nice to meet you. So, I understand you'd like to add maybe frozen dessert to your...
Well, John, we've been looking at it. Actually, when we started this, we looked at having a signature dessert. To date, we've not come up with one, so gelato. We've been a little intrigued with it, and we'd love to get more information about it.
Excellent. Well, you know, yogurt had its day about a few years ago. That's kind of curtailed. It's dying off and actually in decline in a lot of areas. The market is searching for the next new explosive trend in the frozen dessert industry. And a lot of the big players like Unilever, Haagen-Dazs, folks like that, believe it's going to be gelato, as we also believe it will be, which is not commonly known here in the United States as well, as yogurt has, like in the last few years. Many people think it's just another name for ice cream, but the Italian version, when gelato is actually a much healthier product for you. Much less fat, much less air, more decadent, rich profile than ice cream has. And the basic difference is, if you're into the chemistry of it, is in order for ice cream to be called ice cream in the United States, the FDA regulates that it has to have at least 10% butterfat, while many go up to as high as 27% butterfat.
Wow.
It's also injected with air ice cream, up to 100% air, and it's made with cream. And there's other chemicals in there, so it's more a product of chemistry rather than nature. Where gelato is running a fat content of about 3 to 8%, much less fat. It's made fresh with milk, fresh fruits, fresh nuts, so it's a healthier product. It's made fresh every couple of days. It's richer, thicker, and more decadent, so people tend to think it has more calories when in fact it's just the opposite. It's a much healthier product. We have a concept that we've invented that we call Shop and Shop, Scott, and I think that plays right into what you're trying to accomplish here. Shop and Shop is where you put in a few pieces of equipment. If you can carve out anywhere from 2 square meters to 4 square meters of space, you can be in the gelato business along with pizza. Pizza, gelato,
Right.
goes great together.
Right.
So what kind of space would you have here, and what would you be thinking if you wanted to put in gelato?
We'd have to do some retooling of our line. We'd have to move our greeter station forward about 6 feet, moving our make line at an L to where it would free up another 6 feet along our front counter. So it can be done. We'd have to make sure it's what we want to do, obviously.
Exactly. And we'd have to talk about ROI, cost, all that's involved. So you'd move your make line down a little bit, curve it out into an L, and you put your display case there.
Right.
You're looking at needing a display case, a batch freezer, and a blast freezer, which is 3 pieces of equipment. You're probably looking at $40,000 to $50,000 for all 3 pieces of equipment. Your ROI is what's important to you. How much are you going to sell? And that's relative to how much gelato you serve per day. But what you can figure on is a relative medium-sized portion, about 4.6 ounces. The cup, the spoon, the gelato, the napkin cost you all in about 80 cents. Commonly sold for around $4 to $5 for that same portion size. So there's a nice margin in there of about 83%, which helps on that ROI. I know there's good margins in pizza, and you'd have another great driver there as an additional profit center to help. So although you're making that investment, there is a relatively quick ROI. And I understand you have more than one shop, correct, Scott?
Right. We have another location in Lake Charles.
Okay.
And it's a tad bit bigger than this location. So being able to fit a case in the customer view would be much easier. Any idea, similar concepts, what kind of volume, what range of volume they would be doing with gelato on a weekly basis?
It really depends, and there's so much is involved as far as what your natural flow of customers are. There's your baseline that keep coming back, plus your location and the foot traffic involved. You've already got a great name, a great product. People are coming in for that. So what helps that as a profit center, gelato as a profit center, is you already have a built-in flow of customers, and that base is going to help you a lot. Could you increase upon that with an additional profit center like gelato? Absolutely, because now you're offering something more to the customer. And that's usually enticing to the average customer base, and might also bring new customers in as well. With your location here in this strip mall, it's a very great location. I mean, you've got a lot of shops here, you've got a lot of foot traffic going by, so it's a very, very good environment for you to be able to succeed with this concept. And what you're looking at is about, if you have all 3 pieces of equipment here, about 4 square meters of space that would be required. In your other shops, if you just wanted to put the case, you're looking at about 2 square meters. What you do is make the product here and commissary it to the other shops. So it's a lot less investment. Rather than duplicating the equipment package in each location, you could commissary from one location.
Right.
Big savings, quicker ROI that way.
Right.
So we're happy to help you. We're here to answer any questions you have. We'd certainly love to be a part of this expansion and this concept you're thinking of. We think Shop and Shop would be a great addition to your pizza business here and help bring you extra foot traffic and more satisfied customers, as we say.
Well, we're excited to dive in a little bit deeper.
All right. So Scott, you're thinking about gelato. Can I offer you another idea that you maybe haven't thought of yet?
Absolutely.
Well, it's called Gelato Bars. Carpigiani, the leader in innovative technology in this industry in frozen desserts, has invented a machine called a Mr. Art Plus. What the Mr. Art Plus looks like, for all intents and purposes, is another floor-standing soft serve machine. It's got the typical 3 handles on it, but different in this machine is you've got 2 hoses that come off of that machine. Those hoses are used for filling molds. If you're making gelato bars like we're talking about, which are a new and quite explosive trend right now, what you have is a mold, which is made out of silicone, a mold holder that holds the molds, and then you have another holder that holds the sticks. The principle in the manufacture is you take one of the hoses and you fill the mold halfway with one flavor, say strawberry, for example. You take the other hose, you fill the mold the rest of the way with the vanilla, shall we say. So what happens when it freezes, the vanilla encompasses the strawberry in the center. So you've got a 2-flavor bar right there. In 30 minutes, you've got 48 frozen bars using this process, at the end of which, when you take them out of the machine, you take the bar and you can dip it into molten chocolate. When you dip it in the molten chocolate, you can use any type of chocolate you want, whether it's white chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, whatever you choose. Once you dip it, while the chocolate's still moist, you can also top it with a various topping that you'd like. Now you've got a frozen gelato bar treat. The beauty of the gelato bar is because of the infusion of air and mixed together, that bar, once frozen at 0F, will hold the exact same mouthfeel, consistency, and texture for 4 weeks, which allows you the ability to transport them. You having several store locations, and if you were to put cases in those other stores, could commissary the bars here, transport them at 0F, and put them right into your cases in your other store locations. Once you've done your bars in the morning, you now want to move to pastry. What you do is you take the hoses off. We've got tips that we put on those 3 handles that allow you to make pastry. Now pastry is basically you buy cannoli shells and you can inject them with gelato. Tortillettes, inject those with gelato. Cups, the little plastic cups, gelato. Maybe a little whipped cream on top, toppings of some sort on top of that. So you can make gelato bars, anything that a mold is made for, to make gelato cakes, anything in the shape of a mold that you want. You could even have a custom mold made with your logo on it or your name in it and fill those and freeze them. Then you do your pastry. Once you're done with your pastry, filling your cannolis, your shells, your tortillettes, you can take those tips off, and now it changes over to just a simple soft serve machine. Now you can serve soft serve gelato throughout the day as well, in cones, in cups, however you so desire. So you could have scoop gelato, you could have soft serve gelato, pastry, and gelato bars, all out of one machine. Since we've introduced the bar concept, people have gotten very, very creative with additions to what we call the mix, which is the product in the hoppers that we freeze. One gentleman is adding vitamins, nutrients, and minerals to the mix, and he's selling it to the school systems to be able to promote and keep the standards that are necessary by the government for nutrients and health codes in the schools in the school lunch program. Another gentleman is putting liquid caffeine, in some cases Red Bull, in the bars. So you get a little lift with your gelato bar, you know, a little zip in your bar, yeah. And then another gentleman is putting putting alcohol in the bars. He's making adult gelato bars, whether it be a Prosecco, which you know is a sparkling Italian wine, or another type of alcohol. You can put that in and infuse it into the bar as well, and now you have an adult gelato bar. Again, all made fresh, but the bar will hold for 4 weeks, so you could actually transport that. So it's another concept, another breakthrough innovation from Carpigiani in the design of equipment that helps operators like yourself be able to get into additional profit centers and be able to add to their ROI, their menu, and their profits in their stores. And that's what Carpigiani is all about. So we offer these as options to you and hope in the future you might consider us and we can get a partnership going together and you'll be able to produce these products here on your site.
really, really sounds intriguing.
Well, we'll get you some information. We'll take the conversation a little further, see if we can't help get you shop in shop inside your already successful pizza shop.
Very good.
Thanks, Scott.